You are magnificent. Yes, you did. Sitting right there listening to these words. You possess within you an incredible power, a divine spark that's waiting to be ignited. Today, we're going to fan that spark into a roar. We're going to talk about something that's holding so many of us back from reaching our true potential. The constant need for approval and the weight of expectations. Think about it for a moment. How often do you find yourself doing things just because you think others expect it of you? How many times have you held back from pursuing your dreams because you were afraid of what others might think? It's time to break free from these invisible chains. You see, seeking approval from others is like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. No matter how much validation you receive, it's never enough. You're always left feeling empty, always needing more. And expectations, they're like heavy stones we carry on our backs, weighing us down and slowing us. But here's the truth. You don't need anyone's approval to be who you are. You don't need to meet anyone's expectations to live a fulfilling life. The only approval you need is your own. The only expectations that matter are the ones you set for yourself. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but Wayne, it's not that easy. I've been living this way my entire life. And you're right, it's not easy, but I promise you it's worth it. Because on the other side of this struggle is freedom. Freedom to be who you truly are, to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start with approval-seeking behavior. It's a habit that many of us develop early in life. As children, we learn that pleasing our parents, teachers, and peers brings rewards. We get praise, affection, good grades. And so we start to equate our worth with the approval of others. When we base our self-worth on external validation, we give away our power. We become puppets dancing to someone else's tune. Our actions are no longer our own. They're shaped by what we think others want from us. Think about a time when you did something solely to gain someone's approval. How did it feel? Maybe there was a brief moment of satisfaction when you received that nod of approval. But I bet it didn't last long. Because deep down, you knew it wasn't authentic. It wasn't you. Now imagine a life where you no longer seek approval from others. A life where your actions are guided by your own inner compass, your own sense of right and wrong. Imagine the freedom, the authenticity, the sheer joy of being true to yourself. This doesn't mean you stop caring about others or become selfish. Far from it. When you stop seeking approval, you actually become more genuine in your relationships. You're no longer trying to be what you think others want you to be. Instead, you're offering the world your authentic self. And that, my friends, is the greatest gift you can give. So how do we break free from this approval-seeking behavior? It starts with awareness. Notice when you're doing something just to please others. Pay attention to that feeling in your gut when you're not being true to yourself. The next step is to start making decisions based on your own values and desires. This can be scary at first. You might worry about disappointing people or facing criticism, but remember, those who truly care about you will respect your authenticity, and those who don't, well, their opinions don't define your worth. Now let's talk about expectations. We live in a world full of them. Society expects us to follow a certain path. Get good grades, go to college, find a stable job, get married, buy a house, have kids. Our parents might expect us to follow in their footsteps or fulfill the dreams they couldn't. Our friends might expect us to always be available, to never change. And then there are the expectations we place on ourselves. We expect to always be productive, to never make mistakes, to have it all figured out by a certain age. These expectations can be paralyzing. They can keep us stuck in situations that no longer serve us, afraid to take risks or try something new. But here's the liberating truth. You don't have to meet anyone's expectations but your own. And even those you can change at any time. Your life is yours to live. You have the power to define what success means to you, what happiness looks like, what a fulfilling life entails. Letting go of expectations doesn't mean lowering your standards or giving up on your goals. It means freeing yourself from rigid, predetermined notions of how things should be. It means being open to the infinite possibilities that life has to offer. When you let go of expectations, you open yourself up to the present moment. You stop living in some imagined future where everything will be perfect if only you meet certain criteria. Instead, you start appreciating what is right here, right now. Think about a time when things didn't go as expected. Maybe you didn't get the job you thought you wanted, or a relationship didn't work out the way you hoped. At the time, it might have felt like a failure or a disappointment. But looking back, can you see how it led you to where you are now? Can you recognize the growth, the lessons learned, the new opportunities that arose? That's the beauty of letting go of expectations. When we stop clinging to a specific outcome, we become more resilient, more adaptable. We're able to see the silver lining in every situation, to find the lesson in every challenge. So how do we let go of expectations? It starts with recognizing that the future is unknown and unknowable. We can plan, we can prepare, but ultimately we can't control everything. And that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's exciting because it means that life can surprise us in wonderful ways we never could have anticipated. Instead of focusing on specific expectations, focus on the process. Enjoy the journey rather than fixating on the destination. Set intentions rather than expectations. The difference might seem subtle, but it's profound. An expectation is rigid. An intention is flexible. An expectation sets you up for disappointment. An intention opens you up. Now, I want you to take a moment and imagine yourself free from the need for approval and the burden of expectations. Imagine waking up each morning excited about the day ahead, not because you're going to meet someone else's standards, but because you're going to live authentically true to yourself. Imagine making decisions based on what feels right to you, not what you think others expect. Imagine pursuing your passions without fear of judgment or failure. Imagine relationships based on genuine connection rather than the need. This is not just a fantasy. This can be your reality. But it requires courage. It requires a willingness to step out of your comfort zone, to face your fears, to challenge the beliefs that have been holding you back. It's not always easy. There will be times when you slip back into old patterns. There will be moments of doubt, of fear. But remember, growth isn't always comfortable. In fact, if you're feeling completely comfortable, you're probably not growing. So embrace the discomfort. Welcome the challenges. See them as opportunities for growth, for self-discovery. Each time you choose authenticity over approval seeking, each time you let go of rigid expectations and open yourself to possibilities, you're building a stronger, more resilient, more authentic you. And here's the beautiful thing. As you become more authentic, as you let go of the need for approval and the weight of expectations, you inspire others to do the same. You become a beacon of authenticity in a world that desperately needs. Think about the people you admire most. Chances are they're not the ones who constantly seek approval or live their lives according to others' expectations. They're the ones who are unapologetically themselves, who follow their own path, who aren't afraid to stand out from the crowd. You have that same potential within you. You have the power to live an authentic, fulfilling life. You have the ability to inspire others through your example. But it starts with a choice to value your own approval over anyone else's, a choice to let go of limiting expectations and open yourself to infinite possibilities, a choice to be courageously, authentically you. This choice isn't a one-time thing. It's a practice, a daily commitment to yourself. Each day you'll have opportunities to seek approval or to be true to yourself. Each day you'll have the chance to cling to expectations or to embrace. For the next week, pay attention to your choices. Notice when you're seeking approval. Catch yourself when you're acting based on expectations rather than genuine desire. And in those moments, choose differently. Choose authenticity. Choose freedom. Start small if you need to. Maybe it's expressing an opinion that differs from your friends. Maybe it's pursuing a hobby that others might find odd. Maybe it's saying no to a commitment that doesn't align with your values, even if others expect you to say yes. As you practice this, you'll start to feel a shift. You might feel uncomfortable at first, even scared. But underneath that, you'll feel a growing sense of freedom, of alignment, of coming home to yourself. And as you continue this practice, something magical happens. The need for external approval starts to fade. The weight of expectations begins to lift. You start to trust yourself more, to value your own opinion above all others. You'll find that your relationships improve. When you're no longer seeking approval, you're able to be more genuine, more present. You attract people who appreciate the real you, not some version you think they want to see. Your work becomes more fulfilling. When you're not constrained by others' expectations, you're free to pursue what truly excites you. You bring more creativity, more passion to everything you do. Your sense of self becomes stronger. You no longer define yourself by others' opinions or societal standards. You know who you are, what you stand for, what you want from life. This journey of letting go of approval, seeking, and expectations is really a journey of self-discovery. It's about peeling away the layers of conditioning, of shoulds and shouldn'ts to reveal your true self. And let me tell you, your true self is beautiful. Your true self is powerful. Your true self has gifts to offer the world that no one else can. But here's the thing. No one can take this journey for you. No one can make these choices for you. It's up to you to decide that you're worth it, that living an authentic life is worth the discomfort, worth the fear, worth the potential disapproval from others. I believe in you. I believe in your capacity to break free from approval-seeking behavior. I believe in your ability to let go of limiting expectations. I believe in your power to live an authentic, fulfilling life. But my belief isn't what matters. What matters is your belief in yourself. Do you believe you're worthy of living authentically? Do you believe you have the strength to break free from the need for approval? Do you believe you can let go of expectations and open yourself to the beautiful uncertainty of life? If your answer is yes, then you've already taken the first step. If your answer is no, or I'm not sure, that's okay too. Belief can be cultivated. It grows stronger with each authentic choice you make, with each expectation you let go of. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Each small step towards authenticity is a victory. Each moment of choosing your own approval over others is cause for celebration. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. Every person you see, every person you meet is fighting their own battle with approval-seeking expectations. Some are just beginning to question these patterns. Others have been working on breaking free for years. Wherever you are in your journey, know that it's the perfect place to be. There's no rush, no deadline for becoming your authentic self. It's a lifelong process of growth, of unfolding, of becoming. As you move forward, be gentle with yourself. There will be times when you fall back into old patterns. There will be days when the need for approval feels overwhelming, when the weight of expectation seems too heavy to bear. In those moments, don't berate yourself. Don't see it as failure. Instead, see it as a valuable reminder of why this journey is so important. Let it renew your commitment to living authentically. And remember, letting go of approval-seeking and expectations doesn't mean you stop caring about others or setting goals for yourself. It means you're coming from a place of authenticity rather than fear. You're connecting with others from a place of genuine care rather than need. You're setting goals based on your true desires rather than external pressures. The shift changes everything. It changes how you see yourself, how you interact with others, how you approach challenges, how you celebrate successes. When you're no longer seeking approval, you're free to express your true thoughts and feelings. You're able to set healthy boundaries. You can say no without guilt and yes without resentment. When you let go of rigid expectations, you're able to adapt more easily to life's twists and turns. You can find joy in the journey rather than fixating on the destination. You're able to appreciate what is rather than constantly yearning for what could be. This is the path to true fulfillment. Not a life without challenges, but a life where you face those challenges as your authentic self. Not a life without goals, but a life where those goals align with your true desires. Not a life without relationships, but a life filled with genuine connections. So I invite you right here, right now, to make a commitment to yourself. A commitment to valuing your own approval above all others. A commitment to letting go of limiting expectations. A commitment to living authentically. This commitment isn't about perfection. It's about intention. It's about making a conscious choice each day to be true to yourself, to listen to your inner voice rather than the noise of others' opinions, to follow your own path rather than the one others have laid out for you. As you make this commitment, I want you to know that you have everything you need within you. You have the wisdom to know what's right for you. You have the strength to stand in your truth even when it's difficult. You have the courage to let go of what no longer serves you. You are not defined by others' opinions of you. You are not limited by societal expectations. You are a unique, magnificent being with gifts to offer the world. Gifts that can only be fully expressed when you're living authentically. So step into your power. Embrace your authenticity. Let go of the need for approval and the weight of expectations. Be unapologetically, gloriously you. The world needs your authentic self. We need your unique perspective, your individual talents, your personal brand of magic. By being true to yourself, you give others permission to do the same. You become a light in the world, inspiring authenticity wherever you go. Imagine a world where everyone lived this way. A world where people valued their own approval over others. A world where expectations were replaced by open-hearted acceptance of what is. What a beautiful, vibrant, diverse world that would be. You have the power to create that world, starting with yourself, starting today. So take a deep breath. Feel the power within you. The power to choose authenticity over approval seeking. The power to embrace possibility over rigid expectations. The power to be fully, completely you. This is your life, your precious, beautiful, one-of-a-kind life. Don't waste another moment living it for someone else's approval. Don't spend another day constrained by expectations that don't serve you. Choose you. Choose authenticity. Choose freedom. Remember, every journey begins with a single step. Your step might be different from someone else's. It might be a small shift in perspective, a tiny act of authenticity, or it might be a bold declaration, a major life change. Whatever your step is, take it. Take it with confidence, knowing that you're moving in the right direction. Take it with courage, knowing that growth awaits on the other side of fear. Take it with excitement, knowing that a more authentic, you are worthy of living authentically. You are capable of letting go of the need for approval. You are strong enough to release the burden of expectations. Believe in yourself. Trust your journey. Embrace your authentic path. You've got this. And the world is waiting for the real you. You've taken the first step on this incredible journey of self-discovery and authenticity. You've made the decision to value your own approval over others and to let go of limiting expectations. Now, let's talk about how to integrate this new mindset into your daily life. Every morning when you wake up, before you do anything else, take a moment to connect with yourself. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what do I truly want today? What would make me feel authentic and aligned? This simple practice sets the tone for your day, reminding you to prioritize your own truth over others' expectations. As you go about your day, pay attention to the little voice in your head. Is it constantly worried about what others think? Does it keep reminding you of all the expectations you need to meet? When you notice these thoughts, don't judge them. Simply acknowledge them, thank them for trying to protect you, and then gently redirect your focus to what feels authentic to you in that moment. Remember, changing lifelong habits of seeking approval and meeting expectations isn't something that happens overnight. It's a process, a journey of constant growth and self-discovery. There will be days when you fall back into old patterns, and that's okay. What matters is that you keep coming back to your commitment to authenticity. Let's talk about some practical strategies to help you on this journey. First, start practicing saying no to things that don't align with your values or desires. This might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to always saying yes to please others. But each time you say no to something that doesn't serve you, you're saying yes to yourself. You're honoring your own needs and boundaries. Next, begin to question your expectations. Whenever you find yourself feeling stressed or anxious about meeting an expectation, ask yourself, where does this expectation come from? Is it truly mine, or have I internalized it from others or society? Does it align with my values and goals? If the expectation doesn't serve you, give yourself permission to let it go. Another powerful practice is to regularly check in with your feelings. Your emotions are like a compass, guiding you towards what's truly important to you. When you feel joy, excitement, or peace, it's a sign that you're aligned with your authentic self. When you feel resentment, frustration, or anxiety, it might be a sign that you're acting based on others' approval or expectations rather than your own truth. As you continue on this path, you'll likely encounter resistance both from within yourself and from others. Some people in your life might be uncomfortable with your newfound authenticity. They might try to push you back into old patterns that are more comfortable for them. Remember, their reaction is about them, not you. Stay true to yourself, even when it's challenging. You might also experience internal resistance. Change can be scary, even when it's positive change. You might find yourself doubting this new path, wondering if it's really okay to prioritize your own approval over others. In these moments, remind yourself why you started this journey. Connect with your desire for authenticity, for freedom, for a life that truly reflects who you are. One of the most beautiful aspects of this journey is how it affects not just you, but everyone around you. As you become more authentic, you create a space for others to do the same. Your courage in being true to yourself gives others permission to do the same. You become a living example of the freedom and joy that come from letting go of approval seeking and expectations. Think about the people in your life, your family, friends, colleagues, even strangers you interact with. Imagine the ripple effect your authenticity. By being true to yourself, you might inspire a friend to pursue their passion. Give a family member the courage to set healthy boundaries, or show a colleague that it's okay to have a different opinion. This journey isn't just about personal fulfillment, although that's certainly a wonderful benefit. It's about creating a world where people feel free to be themselves, where diversity is celebrated, where expectations don't limit potential. It's about fostering genuine connections and meaningful lives. As you move forward, remember that authenticity isn't about being perfect. It's not about always knowing exactly who you are or what you want. It's about being honest with yourself and others. It's about being willing to grow, to change, to evolve. Your authentic self isn't a fixed destination. It's an ongoing journey of discovery. There will be times when you're not sure what your authentic choice is. In these moments, be patient with yourself. Take time to listen to your inner wisdom. Sometimes authenticity means saying, I don't know, or I need time to figure this out. That's okay. That's real. That's authentic. One of the most liberating aspects of letting go of approval seeking and expectations is that it frees up so much energy. Think about how much mental and emotional energy you've spent trying to meet others' expectations, trying to gain approval, trying to fit into a mold that wasn't shaped for you. Now imagine redirecting all that energy into pursuits that truly light you up, into relationships that genuinely fulfill you, into personal growth that excites you. This newfound energy might lead you to discover passions you never knew you had. You might find yourself drawn to new experiences, new ideas, new ways of living. Embrace this exploration. Let your authentic self lead you to a life that's richer, fuller, and more rewarding than you ever imagined. As you continue to practice living authentically and letting go of expectations, you'll likely notice changes in how you relate to success and failure. When you're no longer seeking approval or trying to meet external expectations, the very definitions of success and failure shift. Success becomes less about achieving specific outcomes and more about being true to yourself, about growing and learning. Failure becomes less scary because you understand that it's not a reflection of your worth, but simply a part of the journey and opportunity for growth. This shift in perspective is incredibly liberating. It allows you to take risks, to try new things, to step out of your comfort zone. Because when you're not attached to a specific outcome, when you're not trying to prove your worth through achievements, you're free to fully engage in the process, to enjoy the journey. Remember, every great achievement, every groundbreaking discovery, every beautiful piece of art came from someone who was willing to be authentic, to let go of expectations, to risk failure. Your authenticity is your greatest strength. It's what makes you unique, what allows you to contribute to the world in a way that no one else can. As we near the end of our time together, I want to remind you of something crucial. This journey of authenticity, of letting go of approval seeking and expectations, it's not always easy. There will be challenges. There will be days when you doubt yourself, when the old patterns seem so much easier to fall back into. In those moments, be kind to yourself. Remember that you're unlearning habits and beliefs that have been ingrained over a lifetime. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes persistence. But I promise you, it's worth it. The freedom you'll feel when you're no longer constrained by the need for others' approval, the peace you'll experience when you let go of rigid expectations, the joy you'll discover in being truly, authentically you, it's all worth the effort. So I invite you one last time to make a commitment to yourself. A commitment to valuing your own approval above all others. A commitment to letting go of expectations that don't serve you. A commitment to living authentically, to being unapologetically you. Take a deep breath. Feel the power of that commitment in your body. Let it fill you with energy, with excitement for the journey ahead. You are capable of this. You are worthy of this. You are ready for this. Step into your authentic power. Embrace the beautiful uncertainty of a life lived on your own terms. Celebrate the unique, magnificent being that you are. The world is waiting for you, the real you. It's time to answer the call. Thank you for embarking on this journey with me today. Remember, every moment is a new opportunity to choose authenticity, to let go of the need for approval, to release the weight of expectations. Every moment is a chance to be gloriously, authentically you. Go forth and shine your light. The world needs your authentic brilliance now more than ever.